Whoa. Wrong bite. Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer. It is Wednesday, March 11th, and it is 7:30 p.m. My daughter is watching Friends out there, and it's quite loud. Give everyone a moment to pop on here. Hello, Erin. Hello, Pam. Just pulling this up on my iPad. Of course, there's a delay. I'm looking like right up my light. Blinded. Hello, my sweet friend. Hi, Megan. It is 7:30 here and it's still light out. It's amazing. Happy Wednesday from Winnipeg. It is only 4 degrees here. Actually, not only. It's above 0, so sweet. Just waiting for the delay to catch up to me. There we go. Looks like I'm wearing the same thing that I wore last week, which is entirely possible because I have like 6 things that fit me right now. Okay, I am going to share this video and I would ask that you do the same, and then you can be entered in the drawing for a prize. I'll share it to my page, share it to my group. So if you recall last week, I said that whoever won was going to be able to choose their prize. And there were 4 or 5 to choose from, and I was quite surprised. It was Jill that won, and she chose the faceted, or no, not the faceted, the From My Heart gems. I was surprised, but they are on back order, so not all that surprising. Where do I want to share this to? Whoops, sorry, lost where I was. So I have a few more prizes. Okay, share to a group. Share it there. And sorry, bear with me for just a moment here. There. And there. And I will go and choose a winner. So last week, sorry, I'm not looking up. Hi, Terry. Thank you for watching. I just have to pull up last week's and see who won. There were 17 shares. Now, I know a few of those are always me. So let's see. Go to the beginning and do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. As I was pulling up Facebook to go live, I saw that I'm live at the same time as Julie DiMatteo, who's the Paper Pixie, and she's incredible. I'm like, oh. And Michelle Litwiller, who is Owlstar Stampers. I'm like, oh boy. I hope theirs don't go very long. I want people to come to me. Wish there was a way that I could sort this to say shared and see who I'm drawing from. You know, the other thing I wish, excuse me, I had a team meeting on Monday, and for those that aren't in the same province or same area, hi Donna, we did a Zoom call. Now with Zoom, it is free. There are a few different pricing structures, but I chose the free one to start because who knows if it's going to work. But for the free account, you get... Oh, so she should be done any minute then. Thanks, Pam. I noticed you shared that one too, so I think that's why I saw it. So Zoom, you get 40 minutes on the free account. And it was so awesome to be able to see faces. So I would love to do Facebook Live that way, where you can see people and they could actually speak instead of having to type. Where are the shares? There we go. Okay, so if you recall, I do ask that you share this video, and then you will be entered to win a prize. But you do have to come back and tell me that you've shared it. Because of the privacy, I can't always see who has shared it. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, let's go into here. The first one I see that says shared. And then if they're watching right now, they get to pick their prize. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Donna. I will turn on another light when this gets going. Oh, true, Pam, but you can mute them. So there's that. Oh boy. You know, if I remember to do this before I went live, that would be awesome, but usually I'm crafting right up until the very minute, so come on. So I have a fun project plan for tonight. I'm actually only doing one project because I've got stuff to do, of course. Oh boy. But it's a super fun one. And I'm going to show you a few other things as well. Itch your ear. Sorry. Okay. I found it. Found it. Diane Bowen is the lucky winner tonight. I'm going to pull this down. Pull that back up. So Diane is... she's one of my customers and she lives in Alberta. I know she's in a warmer place right now, but she is the winner. So she will get to pick her prize. And if you share tonight's video, you will get to pick your prize next week. So I have a couple more goodies left. And one of them is the metallic sequins, the metallic twine and sequins. So that is sold out. I have the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set. So you can get this free with a $60 order in Canada. And then I have the Thoughtful Blooms bundle. I was actually surprised Jill didn't pick this. And this is a $60 order and $120 order. So this is like $180 worth right there. And then I've also got the Sending You Thoughts stamp set. I know these are all backwards. I'm sorry for that. So those are the prizes to choose from, Diane. Lucky Diane. Okay, so I think there's not a whole lot for housekeeping. I mentioned last week that there was going to be something coming, but I couldn't announce the date yet. It looks like we have our choice of 2 locations. So it's going to be May 2nd. It is going to be a 1-day retreat, and I have partnered with my upline and one of her sidelines, and it's going to be fantastic. So May 2nd, because the following weekend is National Scrapbooking Day, and I know there are scrapbooking events going on, so we wanted to stay away from that. The following weekend is the long weekend, my daughter's birthday, my sister's social/wedding, and On Tour. So if you're not sure what On Tour is, it has replaced the on-stage local that usually happens in April, which is now happening in May. We will get demonstrators that attend, and it is limited seating. Demonstrators that attend will get to see the catalog. There are no prize patrols, there's no giveaways. It's very affordable, and it's in Winnipeg, one of the locations. I think there's 11 different locations in North America. So one of those is in Winnipeg, so woohoo, definitely going. And then I can't remember what the following weekend was, but it was tricky to try and find a location that was available. So now we have our choice of 2. Diana and Sharon are going to see one after, at lunch-ish tomorrow, and then I'm going to see one after work. So after that, we will get our save the date ready. But if those that are local that would like to attend a 1-day retreat, save the date. It's May 2nd, and it's going to be all day long. It's a retreat, not a crop, so there'll be gifts and a goodie bag and the option to add on food. It's going to be fantastic. And this is the first time that we are doing something like this, so we're super excited. The other thing is I just posted a whole bunch of events on my page yesterday. One of them is an online bingo, and it's going to be like the honeybee bundle bingo. And while I know that is not orderable right now, I think that most people that want this stamp set or the bundle have already gotten it. And I have a fair amount of the paper, the DSP, left over, so that will definitely be part of the goodie bag. Spoiler alert. But it will be $40 to attend because it's an online event. You will get a $20 goodie bag, and there is shipping, an additional cost of $10 shipping if you are outside of my general area. If you are willing to pick it up, free. If it's convenient for me to drop it off, free. Otherwise, it will be $10. And it's on Sunday, April 5th at 1 p.m. Central Time. Open to anyone in Canada. $40. You can message me for payment and for details, and the event is on my Facebook page. So I think that is it. So I am going to flip this around and I'm going to show you a couple things, and then we're going to make one thing. And I've actually done a bit of prep. So I'm just going to block this once I turn it around. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. It feels like it should be Thursday, not Wednesday. Turn on another light here. There we go. What are you doing? My daughter's in here. Looking for what? Lindor? She's in to steal my treats. Okay, so I am sure that you have heard all about the Ornate Garden bundle. They can't see you. You'd have to be like right here. And there's a delay. So I'm sure that you've heard all about this bundle. It is a 2-part stamp set. So there's the Ornate Thanks, which has all of these gorgeous sentiments, and it's photopolymer. And then there's also the Ornate Style, which is a red rubber stamp that is all images. It is gorgeous. It is available for pre-order for demonstrators. If you have ever thought about joining Stampin' Up, the clock is ticking. You only have until March 31st to get one of the best joining offers of the year. Doesn't it, Karen? It looks amazing. So if you join by March 31st, not only do you get the starter kit that is, you choose $165 worth of product for $135 plus PST and free shipping. No shipping cost. So if you're ordering super heavy stuff, there's no shipping on there. You get this mini trimmer. Mine has a little bit of paper on it. You get the 6x6 DSP sampler, which has samples from the mini catalog. You also can choose a stamp set of your choice. So I have been saying, pick something that's like a 2-part stamp set, something like Well Said, that has all of these sentiments. Now, I combine mine into one case because if you know me, you know that I'm running out of room. So there's no limit to the price on it. So choose a pricey one. And then if you're joining before March 31st, you can also add parts of this suite onto your starter kit. You can't add the whole thing because you can only choose $165 worth of product. You could go in and place a subsequent order right after it for the full suite, but you could order, so the Ornate Style is this plus these dies. These two actually belong over here, but they don't fit. Or you can order the Ornate Thanks, which is all the words and comes with all of these. There's gorgeous DSP. There is the Gilded Gems, which are so shiny in real life. It's incredible. I don't know that you can really appreciate how shiny they are. Can you? Ooh, blingy, right? And then I have some of the paper here. Like I said, I'm sure that you've seen this with all the demonstrators that you follow or watch. It's gorgeous. And then there's the Old Olive and Terracotta Tile ribbon. And I think, and then there's this cute little embossing folder. It's not my favorite embossing folder, I will admit. It's cute, but there's definitely other ones I would go to before this one. But I ordered the whole suite. Okay, so you might have seen this card on various stamping groups or on my Stamped AF page. I just colored, it is not that one. Where are you hiding? I'm sure it's in here, unless I used it. Oh, there it is. So I colored that. And it is super fun to color, but you can't stay in the same place too long. Otherwise it will flood the area and bleed right out because it is thin paper. Thank you, Karen. Okay, so that was the first one that I did. You probably saw that one. This was the second one. So I stamped that bouquet a few different times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put the daisy in there. And then I colored the negative space. And this is all terracotta tile on terracotta tile. One of the smaller stitched rectangles cuts out this shape perfectly. It is this one here. So if you use that rectangle, you can cut that out and pop it up, or pop the other part up. Up to you. My ribbon did not turn out the way I wanted it to. It looks alright, but it's not the way I had wanted it. The next one I think is my favorite. So my team got a sneak peek at this and they got to play the other night. So this is just that same paper, not colored. And then that border die, this one here, is beautiful. And then those gilded gems and just some embossing. I've got some powder there. And then the very vanilla metallic edged ribbon. So the Whisper White and Very Vanilla actually go quite well when it's something this simple. And then this one, didn't stamp anything on the inside. It's Mint Macaron. So this is the ribbon from the Well Dressed suite, the Best Dressed suite. Isn't that pretty? And the little pops of gold. I just love it. Thank you, Megan. This one I think might be my second favorite. It's so simple, but so powerful. I use the Rooted in Nature twine just to add a little something up there. And this die takes up the whole card front. Can't get it off. So it does take up the whole thing, and I love that one. That was one of the ones that sold me on this set. That and this and those two edge dies. So then there's this one, and I've used more Old Olive with these cards than I think I ever have. So there's the gilded gems. I popped the center panel up. My thanks with the glimmer paper doesn't pop quite as much as I would have liked. I should have used just the metallic foil. My bow is kind of blending in there too, or my knot. And then on the inside, I masked off and only stamped half of that, so like the top of it, just across the bottom there. And then used a sentiment from the Well Said stamp set. And then two more samples that I didn't quite finish. The DSP does all the heavy lifting on this, and I realized I put this down. Megan, mine are North American A2 size, so our sheets of cardstock are 8.5 by 11, so we cut them in half at either 4 1/4 or 5 1/2. Now this one, I was inspired by Kaylee. It was Van Ness last year. She was on the artisan design team. She did one where she had Donka repeatedly, and then she had some rainbow sentiments in the middle, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do that, but just with crumb cake. And I haven't finished this off yet. I'm not sure that I will, but I wanted to stamp thank you repeatedly. So the sentiments here, if you can't see them, are for all you do, thank you. Just wanted to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I wasn't sure how to thank you, so here's a card, thank you. So it was a really nifty way to use so many sentiments from the stamp set, or at least I thought so. And then here's another one that I didn't finish. I'm not loving it. The gilded gems, when they're on the the gold glimmer paper don't really stand out all that much. So not sure that I would do that again. They might stand out better on the foil, but I thought this was a good way to use the folder and then one of those edge dies. So those are just some of the samples that I created. I couldn't stop playing. And then just a reminder, I always do a YouTube video every Monday. So this was my video from this week. I did a vellum shaker card, and it's like a vellum aquarium. So I used the host stamp set, Make a Splash. There hasn't been a whole lot that's been shared with this stamp set, and it's super cute. I meant to put the crab in there and I forgot. So if you have a $200 order, or if you have a party that has a $200 order, you can add this on for $13.50, and it is only available to hosts. It's adorable, and just keep swimming. Hello, Dory. So I wanted to just show you that that is what is on my YouTube channel, and it's a different way to make a shaker card. So be sure to check it out. Thank you, Karen. Okay, so now, because I've got 2 videos to edit, 1 video to record, 2 to edit, and a project sheet to put together tonight, I figured I'm going to do 1 project. And if you've been watching for a few weeks, my goal is to do the Global Design Project Challenge. And I'm just going to pull it up on here. I always think, you know, I go and I screenshot it or I save the picture and I want to show you, but then I'm recording on my phone. So let's go to Global. It's not in there. I usually check it on my phone. Design project. I hope you can see this okay. Faster, faster. So I think since I started doing GDP challenges again, I've only missed 1. So this week's is theme, flutter, and fly. So you can do bees, butterflies, ladybugs. So I was gonna do ladybugs, and then I thought, oh, I already have this background and it won't go with that. But it gives you ideas from the design team. And they actually have quite a large design team. It's all, I think they're all past or present artisan design teams. So it gives you all the design team, and then you just submit your entry down here. So I will be doing that hopefully tonight, because I have a blog post that's going live tomorrow. Facebook. So the theme is flutter and fly, I think I said. So I went ahead, and this is the vellum that is in the 2nd release of Celebration. Sorry, just bear with me for about 5 seconds. Well, I pull this up again. So in the 2nd release of Celebration, and if you're in Canada and you are not working with a demonstrator and need a copy of this, please message me, because I have too many of them to use before the end of March. So this is the So Very Vellum Specialty Designer Paper. It's Pool Party, Purple Posy, and Soft Seafoam. They are just gorgeous colors. And I've been stumped. I haven't known how to use it, what to do with it. But I thought, I'm going to use this as my background. I'm going to grab a card base. Do I want it that way? You know, I love me a top folding card base. So right now it is 4 by 5.5. And then I stamped this on some Whisper White cardstock last night, and I colored it using some very subtle blends. So I used So Saffron, Soft Seafoam, Balmy Blue, and Petal Pink. And then I did some Smoky Slate in the background. And then I just fussy cut it. I've been a fussy cutting machine lately. And then I die cut one of the Stitch So Sweetly dies, just to kind of give it a background and to ground it. And then I thought, we'll use some of the Whisper White crinkled seam binding ribbon. But I think I'm going to color it. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not so sure. if I can ever get this pulled back up. Let me know if you think I should color it or leave it as is. So this is what I was talking about. I wanted to do the ladybug. I was going to do a shaker card, but I thought, you know what? We're going to pull out something from the annual catalog. And I was shocked at how many butterflies were in that gallery, but we're going to do a butterfly. And I think we're going to do one of the ones that doesn't get used all the time. I mean, we could use the monarch, but I love this one. Love, love, love it. So we're going to stamp that twice. Always lose the body. Okay, this will not pull up your comments. I'm going to use Smoky Slate. And we need a block here. I don't see any comments. Hi, Debbie. Okay, Donna says to color it. What color? I'm thinking the soft sea foam. Oh, I always forget this is one that has to be stamped on the Stampin' Pierce mat. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Betsy. Thank you for watching. We are just deciding if I should color this ribbon or not. So I did some prep work before going live tonight. I colored, I cut, I die cut. So in case you're wondering, I am stamping two because I am going to put them together, and I didn't want to have to figure out exactly. I didn't want to pull out my Stamparatus and figure out where to place it so that they were on the same piece of paper back to back. Kind of being lazy. So for those just joining in, oh, my frame is cracked. I always use these acrylic frames, and I just noticed the bottom of this one is quite cracked. Those just joining in, I have announced that we're going to have a one-day retreat on May 2nd. Details will be announced, but if you can save the date, that would be great. Usually I stamp the body after I've punched it, but let's see how on I am. So we need the butterfly builder punch. Am I frozen because I don't see my video? I hope you do. Oh, still recording. Okay, I think the body was probably a little bit off, but that's okay. So the Take Your Pick tool can be a great way to get your stamps lined up. Now I could take my stamp and just stamp right on here, but I'm not gonna. So I'm sure you know you can use a Post-it to help you line up your punches, but the Take Your Pick tool works quite well too. Sorry, bear with me here. Speaking of the phrase bear with me, I was trying to use that the other day. This is going to sound stupid, but how do you spell bear with me when you're using it that way? Is it like a bear? B-E-A-R? Is it bear? B-A-R-E? I could not figure it out, so I ended up not using it at all. Should we use the big butterfly or the little one? I'm starting to think maybe the little one would be a better scale. B-A-R-E. Okay. Yeah, I ended up avoiding using the phrase altogether because I'm like, oh, I don't want to spell it wrong. Okay, what do we think? The big butterfly or the baby one? I'm going to stamp the body while you weigh in. So just a little update while I'm doing this and while you're weighing in. My poor daughter, who has, I swear to God, if she has any luck at all, it's only bad. I can't remember how the phrase goes because, I mean, my memory is terrible. But if for bad luck she wouldn't have any luck at all, something like that. She was in a car accident on Friday. She's okay. She had some pretty bad whiplash at the time. The accident was not her fault, but it rode off her new car. So she found out today, when she went to get this car, they talked her into a lease and really took advantage of her. But she is now off the hook. She doesn't have to pay for any damage. She doesn't have to sign a new lease. She just gets some time to figure out what she wants to do. So, silver lining, right? But for the second time in 2 months, I got to sleep on the floor of the hospital. I'm like, okay, we're done with this. Enough. It was the same nurse. I'm like, this all feels very familiar. I don't want to sleep on the floor anymore. Okay, so I am going to glue these guys together. What do we think? Big butterfly or small? Or do you need to see it on the card to determine if the scale is going to be right? Thank you, everybody. The poor kid. I don't know why she has such bad luck. This is the third car that's been written off, and only one of them has been her fault, and even that was just a minor fender bender. Now, granted, her first two cars were 10 years old, and they're written off a lot easier, but this one, they were going about 40 kilometers, and it was a head-on collision. Okay, I think the little one too. But let's get this stuff down. I don't know about you, but part of the challenge with using vellum is always attaching it so that you can't see it. I'm just going to glue this part on. And if you can see, there are little polka dots, and they're indented on one side, and they're embossed on one side and debossed on the other. Would be the easiest way to say it. And it's kind of got its own grid on here. It's pretty cool. She is very lucky. Oh, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to put my ribbon on. The ribbon that... Am I coloring it blue? I think I'm going to have to use dimensionals on there too. You know, I like to let you give your input. So are we making the ribbon blue and the little butterfly? Flutterby. Oh, it's so cute. Kind of gets lost in there though. I think the big one's too big. Put it there and the little one there. I think the big one has to go up here where it's covering that gray. What do we think? How about that? Or does it need to be in a different color? Because right now that's a lot of gray. Uh-oh. Error loading. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, I'm going to do the balmy blue for the ribbon. The light. I know the gray one is really fading, isn't it? Okay, what color do you want? This is a choose your own adventure kind of card. A democratic choose your own adventure. Majority takes it. It's nice and subtle. Subtle is not usually my go-to color family. I go to the neutrals and the brights, but it's pretty. Okay, ribbon is done. Should we do maybe... Okay, so Megan's saying terracotta tile. Hi, Cindy. We're trying to figure out what color to do these little butterflies. No need to apologize. So we're going to put this ribbon on under, right? Under it. We'll pop it up on some dimensionals. Let's do a run of snail. Thank you, Debbie. Pop that on. Is that what I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm thinking more like this. See, so often I end up putting my ribbon or my DSP or cardstock down before I remember to tie the bow. Is it bumping you guys out? Because I know it's giving me errors. This will be another reason we keep it short tonight. Okay, before that sticks on there, error loading. I think it's just the playback that's freezing. I've got glue, snail, dimensionals. Any other adhesive? Oh, that would help too, wouldn't it? Embossing them. The only other thing I'm thinking is maybe we do Highland Heather, because I really don't like using my Purple Posy blends. Whoops. Runaway dimensional. I could emboss them. I could use colored cardstock and emboss them white, and then maybe they'd stand out a bit more. Move that over a tiny bit. It's real life crafting, folks. Mistakes and all. Let's see if we can make a bow out of this. Methinks not. We cut it too short. Ooh. It's also upside down. That's what I think, Cindy. I think it's important for people to see mistakes and see how they're fixed. I know I've had videos where I've thought, oh, I should just re-record this. And then I thought, no, because people are going to see what it's really like. So for a new crafter, they don't get any delusions that it comes out perfect every time. Like, I've been crafting for pretty much my whole life, and things I don't always plan it all the way through, or, you know, it just happens. It'd be cute that way, but I think we're gonna stick to the way I had it on before. The only thing is that bow going on the top or the bottom. I think like that. Okay, so should we try embossing? I think you guys are getting bumped out, aren't you? Facebook is not playing nice tonight. Okay, what if I emboss? Let me zoom in. What if I emboss using white powder on Highland Heather? or Purple Posy to keep it nice and delicate the way it was. Because Highland Heather might be a little bit too dark for these colors. Is it? Purple Posy, Highland Heather. The polls continue. Hello, Jill. I mailed your prize the other day. We're just picking a color for our butterfly here. I had done them in gray and they're just too washed out. So I kind of like the idea of two, but if we do them in white embossing powder on Purple Posy. Thank you, Karen. Okay, Purple Posy seems to be the winner, so I'm going to get a bigger piece of it because that little scrap isn't going to work. So here are my scraps. And just a reminder to you that the 2018 to 2020 in colors are going to be retiring soon. So you're going to want to order those sooner rather than later. Because once the retirement list comes out, everyone seems to panic. So, these colors, Lovely Lipstick, Grapefruit Grove, Pineapple Punch, Boo, and Boo, Call Me Clover, and Blueberry Bushel are retiring. So get your re-inkers, get your cardstock, get your stamp pads if you don't already have them, get everything you want in those colors, because they are going. And spoiler, if you join my team, you will get one of these color swatches with all of the current colors. In colors, all the color families, the neutrals, everything. Okay, so let's do this. I don't think I'm going to do it on both sides. We're just going to do it on the one. I know, right, Jill? So we did get the spoiler that Bumblebee is one of the new colors because it's in the Ornate Garden suite. And we were talking at my team meeting the other night. Do we think it's this? Or is that So Saffron? Or is it this? Like, so we were thinking that maybe it's this super light yellow, but also we know what happened with Purple Posy trying to be so light. And I hope this is going to work out better, if that is Bumblebee. Me too, Jill. One of my team members and I were talking the other night, and she's really going to miss Pineapple Punch, so I gave her some of my Pineapple Punch cardstock. But Lovely Lipstick will leave a gap, for sure. And we actually stamped Daffodil Delight and So Saffron to see how close they were. They are very close, like you almost couldn't tell. Daffodil Delight was a little bit brighter, whereas So Saffron was more muted, but they didn't look all that different. So Pineapple Punch is going to be a loss. I have to mourn it. Okay, so now I've zoomed in so much you may not be able to see what I'm doing, but I can zoom back out. I'm just thrilled to know how to do it now. Oh, this is looking better already. So I have to tell you about a funny email that we had at work. With this whole coronavirus, there's so much panic and pandemonium, and there was an email that went around, and it's quoting like the public health agencies and the World Health Organization and all of those smart medical people. But one of the suggestions, I mean, as we know, we're supposed to cough into our sleeve, right? Like cough into your elbow, sneeze into your elbow, whatever. But the other thing it said was instead of shaking hands, we should bump elbows. So the elbow that I just coughed and sneezed into, you can bow, however you want to say it. Or there was one other thing. You can basically shake feet. And I thought, okay, this is getting silly. Like we're doing the hokey pokey and we're shaking elbows that we've just sneezed into. Silly, silly, silly. And I still do not understand how all of this has led to a toilet paper shortage. How does a cough and cold turn into a toilet paper shortage? Someone explain it to me, please. Okay, so I'm going to start my heat tool. If you have any not sensitivities, if you don't want to hear that, just mute it for a moment and you'll see when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out a little bit because I think we're too far in now. There we go. Okay, so let this cool down for a moment. That's good. As long as it's not tacky to the touch. Okay, I'm going to bring in my take your pick tool again. Yeah, right, Cindy? Also, the hand sanitizer, it's like sold out everywhere. So I was half joking when I said, you know, we should just go to the liquor stores and get like a bottle of vodka and use that instead. And people are like, oh, but then I'll be licking my hands and then I'll have to rewash and boy, oh boy. Okay, I'm not sure that's a whole lot brighter, but at least it's a different color. Ooh, it's pretty. I am making an executive decision here. I am going, tissues too. My goodness. I am going to take my Purple Posy Stampin' Write marker and just kind of draw in the body instead of stamping it and embossing it. Do you think I should go over the whole thing or leave it as is? I could color in those leaves, but even that helps it to stand out. No, I don't want them going the same way. It's funny, I always say I'm going to make it fast and we're still 45 minutes in. Okay, well, I think I am just going to put this on as is. I'm going to cut up some of the edges of my dimensionals so that I can just mount these little bodies. So that one should be wide enough. I hope you're not all getting bumped out as much as I am. It says error loading. Oh, I didn't glue that part down yet. Whoopsie. Scissors. Well, that's a good idea too, Pam. I do need to get a new Wink of Stella. Mine's almost empty. And speaking of which, whether you live in the States or in Canada, Kelly and I have our Creativity Without Borders, what month are we? March class open for registration. Registration closes on or around March 13th. I was going to pop that up. But Kelly mentioned on her Facebook Live the other night that if the link is still there, if you can still click to register, then go ahead and do that. It means that we still have kits available. So if you live in the US and you would like to order the class, it is $45. You get the best dressed, you get a half a pack of the best dressed DSP, which is 6x6. You get a roll of the Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon. You get a package of the gingham gala sequins, and you get a Wink of Stella, and all that for $45. In Canada, it is $55. We could put some of these on there, although it might be too much. I kind of like gemstones or pearls, but you do get half a pack of these in the March kit. And you have the option to add on the Welcome Easter stamp set if you don't have it. What should we use? Should we use rhinestones? Or I've also got those little frosted dots. They're a little big. A little too big. So, like I said, registration closes on Friday. So if you would like to get that kit, do not hesitate. And for that, you get your pre-cut cardstock to make 8 cards. So 2 each of the 4 designs that Kelly and I will demonstrate in a video for you. You also have optional ideas or additional ideas from our blog hop. What do you think? 1 on each of these little flowers? I guess why not, right? So you have 6 ideas for cards and supplies to make 8. And who doesn't like having their cardstock cut for them? I wish someone could do that for me. Also, if you follow Kelly, you know that she's getting close to her $1 million sales, and every little bit counts. So if you're in the US and you're thinking about buying the Welcome Easter stamp set, consider getting that kit, and you will help her get to her $1 million sales all that much quicker. I am like years and years and years and years away from that. Maybe one day. I need some more rhinestones. I'm 1 short. See, all my embellishments party on their way to get to me. If you saw my gilded gems, they're moved all over. My rhinestones moved all over. It's just a party on that UPS or FedEx truck. They're like, hurry up, we got places to go. Kelly is a blast, isn't she, Cindy? I love watching her. Thank you, Michelle. And how lucky am I that someone as amazing and talented and well-viewed agreed to partner with me. Pretty darn lucky. She took a chance on me. We had already worked together on the Stamping Society, but when I asked her, she didn't even hesitate. Oh, yeah, that one doesn't have a glue dot. Who would have thought the longest part of this would be these darn rhinestones? Okay, should we put big ones on the sunflowers? No, I'm going to answer that myself. I'm just going to add, not sunflowers, daisies. I'm going to add a little bit more shading to the middle of that. Aw, thank you, Pam. I try. Doesn't always work out the way I intend, but just keep trying, just keep trying. Okay, now, you said Wink of Stella. There really is not much. Probably because I've used it on my Easter cards. Can you hear that? It's like, nope, I'm not giving you anything. At one point I did have 2, but I think the other one was even emptier. Oh, here it is. There we go. So, all that to say that when I order the supplies for the March kit, I will have to order myself a new Wink of Stella. That was a very long, roundabout way to get there, wasn't it? Okay, so we are ready, finally, to mount this onto the card base. And the challenge, of course, is that it's vellum, and we're going to see if we put... Oh, that's totally crooked. Whoopsie. see if we can straighten it out just a little bit. Oh. I go through spurts with my Wink of Stella. I forget that I have it and then I go overboard. I could also use my shimmer spray. I think that's what I use more than Wink of Stella actually, is my shimmer spray. That's a good idea, Cindy. At this point, I might need to save my rubbing alcohol to make my own hand sanitizer. I did not think it was going to be this hard to get this off of vellum. It's probably because I had glue and snail on there. Okay, almost there. There we go. So, let's just put a few glue dots on here. I'll just kind of put them where I think my rectangle is going to hide them. You could turn it over the other way and have your rectangle on there first, but I'm living life dangerously. Okay, these should all be sticky except that one. Okay, so remember I was saying that this vellum has a grid on it? Try and use that to line up your panel instead of just freestyling. I don't know if that's any straighter, but pop up those wings on the butterflies. They will flatten in the envelope, but the recipient can always pop them back up. Ah, did I lose my feed? I think we're done. So we're gonna call that a night. I hope that you enjoyed that. I don't know what happened to my video last week. I always save it when I'm done my Facebook Live, and I don't know where it went, and I couldn't find a way to download it. So if you notice, last week's Facebook Live is not on YouTube, but I will make sure that that happens this week. And like I said earlier, be sure to share this for your chance to win a prize. And Diane Bowen is the lucky winner for this week. So Diane, send me a message and let me know what you'd like. I know I already have your address. And I think that's it for tonight, my crafty friends. I thank you so much for spending time with me, and we will see you next week. Bye.